following is a special presentation. From the Captain eSports Network.
All right, we're going to give it a shot here as we welcome you in to the virtual Daytona International Speedway as we get you ready for the National Association for Stock Car Virtual Racing in the opening race of the Xfinity section of the 4 races coming up here. Again, for those who aren't reading chat, I apologize for the issues. Unfortunately, the frames and stuff are not coming in clear tonight. I know it is a little foggy out there, believe it or not, but on the track. But it's not the only thing foggy apparently right now. But we're going to try to work on it, and hopefully it'll come to life here through the broadcast. So you might notice some lag and stuff like that throughout the stream, and I apologize for that. But we'll make our best with what we got here as we get you ready to go here tonight. A big shout out to Key City Lobby. They are the sponsor of this Xfinity Series coming up here for these 4 races. Let's take a look at the schedule and what we're looking at here for this 4-race series. Starting here tonight, Daytona, and we go to Atlanta Motor Speedway next week, and then it is Daytona 07, I should say, and then Dega to finish out the 4 races in the month of January here. So pretty much now the rest of the schedule is almost separated by months, except for when you get down to the end of Gen 4, where March comes into play, and in April to finish it out with the Gen 6 car. So obviously it's been a great series to watch, great races throughout. Let's take a look at a quick review of the 87s. This is what happened last series. Travis Gilbert winning the championship, becoming the first guy not named Joe Wells to win a championship in the leg of 4. Joe finishing second. Shane Ward, Quentin Clark, and Jason Branch, your top 5 there in the 87s. Now, there is an overall championship, and right now Joe Wells leads that by 3 over Travis Gilbert, and then the rest. Shane Ward, Quentin Clark, Andrew Moore, your top 5 entering that part of the series as we continue on here. So we just finished a halfway break. So basically we've done the first 12 races. We've done the next gen cars. We have done the 87s. And we have done one other car that has slipped my mind. But other trucks, that's what it is. And now we're into our next 3, which is the Gen 4, Gen 6, and of course the Xfinity cars. So we'll do a quick recap here and get you ready for the race. But right now, they're actually going to grid, so we're going to go trackside as a special national anthem here. As of course, we pay tribute also to the passing former President Jimmy Carter here. So let's go trackside for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
as we are green. The Masters in the draft. Xfinity Series. And a big shout out to Al Likens, who won the poll presented by Vivid EV, but you didn't hear me say that the first time. I guess I got to get the rough patch of 2 weeks of non-broadcast out of my string here. But our cameras presented by TrackCams22. You can check them out online on Facebook in the iRacing forums at TrackCams22.com. As Al Likens, again, our pole sitter tonight, presented by Vivid EV. Check them out online on Facebook. Or wait, I'm all over the place here. It's what happens when multiple things happen at once. No, check out Vivid EV. Obviously appreciate those guys for helping out with electronic vehicles and so on and so forth. There's Gilbert there, and that Kevin Harvick throwback jumps up to that top side as Likens gets a push from Moore, and he'll lead lap 1. As Evan Perry's off the track somewhere. He's over. Oh, and around goes the 47. Which is actually the 51 of Pete Bellini. He's going to put it back on all 4 wheels. We stay green. And that separates the field out very much. Might be a little bit of a blessing in disguise as these guys get back into rhythm. They did have a little bit of a practice race, obviously. Off from these different things. As you can see, rust can come into play somewhat. As Gilbert already going to get a push. That's 21 Roger Rios Matias on the outside lane there. That Vetta Track number 22 in front. Again, that there is Gilbert. Of course, Vetta Track, the sponsor of the overall series, the Masters of the Draft Series presented by Vetta Track. They're also the sponsor of the Victory Lane interviews. And we'll see who we talk to here this evening as they're side by side down the back straightaway here. The 77, Andrew Moore, Roger Rios Matias there in the 21, Greg Thompson, the 08 car, Daryl Johnson up there in the 9th position, or 6th position, I should say. Again, a special shout out to Key City Hobby for being on as the sponsor of the Xfinity Series. Again, for those just joining us here tonight, I apologize for the inconvenience in the broadcast and stuff. Unfortunately, I had a little bit of a frame issue for some reason here tonight, and I've done everything I can do currently to fix it. So I'm just going to hope that it wakes up and comes alive here when the screen does. So again, apparently I'm not the only one having issues with getting back on par here. We were going to talk to AJ Condon, who is with Key City Hobby, but unfortunately, with the issues we had to unfortunately kind of nix the interview and stuff. So we got 2 different packs right now. We got the first pack of Al Likens, Andrew Moore, and those guys, they are leading the first 13 cars. And then Evan Perry, who had a little bit of an adventure there in the opening lap. He's got Shane Ward there with him, Josh McKinney. And then a driver whose name I'm probably going to botch here. It's Kavaja Halt. His nickname is Hog, apparently, if that's what that means on diaries or on the SDK. But you see the car's getting a little loose here, but there's going to be a lot of pushing going on these cars, a lot more stable than the cars you saw during the 87s. Of course, these things with a lot more downforce and drag than those cars from back in the old heyday. Inside line still kind of leading the way here is Gilbert getting that push on the outside lane. Now, as I mentioned, the stages are 16 and 40 tonight. Apparently that program's not going to cooperate with me either tonight, so I'm having issues everywhere. so far, Likens has done a good job. They're just kind of holding that bottom lane, keeping it in touch, keeping it in play, and doing a real good job here so far. Six laps to go coming up this time by. Unfortunately, the stage program I like to use during the series, unfortunately, not working again tonight. So maybe it's something with league races no longer I can get it to run with or something. I'll have to check on the gentleman who put it together and see if it's something on my end or what to do with it. Because I didn't get it up before the race started or whatever. So 8 laps in. Let's check back here in the second pack. Right now they are about 11 seconds back, and you see they are side by side now, which is not helping things. They got to be able to push each other through the draft. You see them kind of out all over the place, out of sorts, out of order here. Holt there on the outside in that 17th position. If these guys are wanting to get somewhere, they need to get there now and into a single file line. Still up there leading as these guys try to sort themselves out back here, but yeah, the quickest way for them to get around, they need to get lined up and push if they're going to have a chance, because right now you can't really play the caution game like something's going to happen. I mean, yeah, super speedway racing, chances are it's going to happen, but you just never know in a race. I mean, these guys here up front looking pretty organized. Joe Wells kind of being the caboose back there in the back of this pack. There he is in the 3 car. Of course, started in the 10th position, running 13th right now. I'm actually pulling up my phone. I usually don't do this for a broadcast, but I want to kind of see what you guys are seeing on the stream right now. So I do appreciate everybody hanging out on this Tuesday evening. Pretty much the only night now we broadcast. So the good news is I don't have to worry about like getting this done quickly. I can figure out what's going on and hopefully have this, not fixed tonight, we'll have it fixed for next Tuesday at Atlanta Motor Speedways. They passed Pete Polini, who is a little swervy there, a little out of shape. Those cars getting a little loose around him and now drift, and others kind of evade here. Everybody holding on there. And while we see Pete there on the screen, want to give him a shout out. Obviously, that man is having fun in his life right now, and unfortunately, what goes on behind the scenes, needless to say, for him. All the best in his health and stuff, and I know he'll be probably watching the broadcast later on tonight and stuff. So Pete, if you're once you get a chance to listen to this, man, just know you got a lot of people praying for you, my man, and all the best to you. Likens has led all 12 laps here so far. 2 to go in the stage. And caution, and it's in the back. The 5 of Condon has gone around. Brady Korowski, maybe. The 34 involved also. And this is going to put an end to stage number 1. Tommy Rogers. He's got a really cool deal going on, I got to say. But that's going to bring a caution out here. Let's see what happened. Looks like Evan Perry also involved. Going down to turn 1. pushes up right there. The 11 car of Dusty White, unfortunately, gets into the 72, and others get involved. And this is going to put these drivers, I believe, and I want to make sure I see this before. So it is 16, not 14. I want to make sure I get that right. So we could see a green flag here, and people have to make a choice right now when it comes to pit stops. So you come to pit road and give up the points, or do you come to pit road hoping everybody else does too, or do you stay out here, take the points, and then come to pit road when you have to here? Because once you do not pass pit road the first time, you cannot come to pit road until after the green flag waves, unless you drive through pit road or the drift move, or myself done. The 34, the 5, the 72. Looks like 4 cars involved in this one. And let's see what the leaders do as they come to turn 4, and it looks like right now Greg Thompson stays out. Gilbert stays out. So these guys are going to get likely, as they will get 2 to go this time by. So they will get the green immediately at the end of the stage, which always puts an interesting twist into this. Unlike where you see NASCAR do the, they'll keep it caution until the stage comes to an end. We don't do that. So looks like 2 tires and 4 tires and fuel here for the most part. We're going to talk to AJ, but unfortunately with the issues now for him in the race, we're going to hold off on that. The screen issues are still happening, so again, I apologize for those joining and wondering why is this thing look so choppy, or maybe it doesn't look the best, or it's freezing up on you. Trust me, it's not a you issue, it's a me issue. Let's check out East City Hobby, their Facebook page. They're of course doing plenty of great things. You can check out their Facebook page. Just look up Key City Hobby, spelled exactly how it sounds. Of course, they had me fooled when I first heard of it. I went and looked, and I'm like, wait, Key City, that's Seattle. And I was like, nope, it's actually based out of Maryland. So we got 2 to go this time by. 1 to go next time by. Is Evan Perry still off right now, maybe trying to get the damage fixed on his car. Of course, Key City Hobby is a new style hobby shop and indoor RC crawling and drifting location in Maryland there. I'll put a link to their Facebook page here. It's one of my daughter's Christmas gifts. Let's see, what's it from music? I forget what they call it. Yes, sir. Our friend's named Angela got it for her. But it's the one with that thing. Anyways, that's the, yeah. He likes it. I forget what they call it. Alright, so these guys will come back to the line. And as soon as they do, it'll officially end stage number 1. And Greg Thompson's going to be able to get the jump, so let's go ahead and throw it to him now. The stage 1 winner. Is Greg Thompson. So congratulations to him. Of course, that is presented by iRacing. Wise Guy iRacing Graphics, and the stage 1 winner, the driver of the As they come back to start stage number 2, which will, of course, end at lap number 40. Now, of course, I don't know how the whole thing gets run here, but when it comes to how we score a restart like this, if that restart went the way it did there, then Scott Wise might have just stole another point at the restart there. But we'll check with Lauren if she's watching. I'm sure she is. And if not, she's probably laughing hard at me right now. Happy New Year, Lauren, by the way. Front 7, front 8 already go single file here. Matter of fact, everybody at 3 now, 4 cars. As one car jumps out of line, that's Al Likens, who led pretty much the first part of this race. Taking it to the outside lane. Oh, and one car slams the wall back here, wrecking. The 12 goes around, the 21. Dylan Picklesimmer. Gonna bring out the second caution here. Roger Rios Matias with some damage. The 34 might have got some impact in there. But we make it back to turn 3 before we get yellow for the second time. And we're going to roll that beautiful bean footage and see what happened here. Well, argy bargy. Look at it from a different view, but from that angle, it looks like the 12 forgot to turn, but let's see if that's the case. Crash cam. Just something looks weird there. But you do see a quick flame burst out of the pipes, like he let off the throttle or something here. Ah, I know exactly what happened. So Dylan was reacting to the checkup in front of him. And unfortunately the corner was coming up at the same time, and well, he hung a right. He was trying to avoid hitting the car in front of him. Instead, he hit the car beside him, which is a bummer. The caution comes out. It's a tough situation for Dylan. He gets spooked when all of a sudden something happens really quickly. It's like that car that hits the brakes right in front of you because you're coming up on a stoplight and you just kind of scares you. That's pretty much what happened there. Andrew Moore gets damage also, 51. I mentioned involved. All right, second caution comes out, and those who did not pit under the stage break come to pit road this time. And you know what? I'm going to take a quick opportunity. Let's talk to AJ and get a quick word from the driver of the number 5 car as he just came off pit road. There he is there. Let's get AJ up here real quickly. AJ, you got a copy? Good. Let me turn your microphone on. There we go. I know we were going to talk before the race about Key City Hobby, but unfortunately I had a little bit of some issues on my end. But either way, real quick while we're under caution, talk about your business you run there with the hobbies and the cars and stuff like that you get to work with there.
So it's a new kind of hobby shop. You know, we got a big warehouse, and my passion was rock crawlers. So we put 1 million pounds of rocks in the warehouse and opened up a big playground to go have fun. And then we added a drift track after the fact, and it turns out we're the biggest in the world for indoor crawling, and then
cool.
biggest on the East Coast for drifting now too. So yeah, it's fun to go to work every day.
All right, so I got to ask, like, I figured out in the middle, like, of that conversation with you there. I'm like, I figured out what rock crawling is really quickly, and I'm like, all right. So what is? I guess what is the dynamic of rock crawling? Obviously, you got to have a car that like climbs and almost is like a attached to the rock, right?
Yeah, so it's a radio controlled car that
Right.
has big sticky tires and lots of articulation, and you climb over the rocks. And we make it a competition. We set out cones and drive through the cones and score each other, and the competitive aspect comes out in that. So that's a whole lot of fun too.
That's a pretty cool deal. So I have linked your channel over here into the YouTube for the Facebook page. So is there
Cool.
a website also, or just a Facebook page?
Yeah, it's keycityhobby.com.
There you go.
We got a waterfall and a big playground. So if you're anywhere close to Frederick, Maryland, you need to come out and check it out.
There you go, man. That's awesome. Well, best of luck to you in this race. Best of luck with the company. Obviously, you're going to be sponsoring a whole 4-week Xfinity run here. So all the best to you, and we'd love to see the sponsor get a win.
Thanks, dude.
Absolutely. That is AJ Condon, who unfortunately was involved in a wreck a little bit ago, but good news is there's a reset, and he's going to be ready to go, and now I got to remember what channel he was in. So see what happens when you get a couple weeks off.
I'm in G Lightning.
I should know this by now, but anyways, I don't. All right, let's get him to the G Lightning channel. Best of luck to him as we get ready to come to the green. There he is. I appreciate the viewers hanging out here this evening. And if you get a chance, share the word out about the broadcast and stuff. As we come back to the green, lap number 20, quarter distance in. See a lot of cars back there single file. That is because they came to pit road after one to go mark the top off the old fuel cell. Already kind of getting single filed out, I should say stretching out a little bit on the rest of the field here. Kind of a spread out start as everybody tries to find their partners here and who they want to work with. The 25 of Lycan's going to get the 93 of Daryl Johnson out to the front. Evan Perry, who was involved in that earlier wreck, has Jason Branch there behind him. Branch in a little bit of a different number here. Usually in the 28. He is actually in the 54 here tonight. Out Wise back there, 8th position. That's him in that black and orange number 31. There's Condon there to the bottom side. He's got the 2 with him, James Hudson. This car's moving around a little bit here with that air and whatever updates iRacing is throwing at him. Should mention just a couple updates here real quickly. Ryan Wilson, he is taking his car behind the wall just a couple laps ago. Brian Hayes is a lap down. Pete Polini just took his car behind the wall. But, cars like the 30 of Derek Jacobs, who started earlier not in the grid, and actually has worked himself back into the lead pack here. He is back in the lead lap and doing pretty well. And James Hudson was that other driver. As Branch going to take the car to the lead here, the iRacing Super Speedway winner in the 87s. And maybe number 54 there. As Al Likens looking very aggressive in that 25 car. He's one of those that he is not afraid to stick that car into aggressive positions. And does so, it leads that lap. that inside line just stretching out. It looks like it's been a place to kind of be here tonight as they come up on Pete Polini, who I believe had a drive penalty of some kind. And that's why you saw him come to pit road. He's right up here ahead of the pack. The way these cars are moving, they're going to have to be very... They're going to have to tread lightly here. Pete's going to hold that bottom lane. Oh, and around goes the one of Melnick. Off the 5, and the 2 goes around also. There are 4 cars involved in this. And grass flying everywhere. First time I've seen that. In that update. But Melnick gets turned. And caution out for the 3rd time. And I'm probably going to get yelled at because the guy I interviewed is involved. The Kakamura HR management car. Yes, that is a actual company, by the way. Run by Stephen Melnick, and that is the same. Oh, no! Friendly fire! Oh, everybody's okay. Nice save by Melnick, but Kakamura is the coconuts that you see on the Moana movies. I'd have to check with Melnick to find out if he's able to speak that language yet. John Noga with the question of there's turning in racing. Well, it depends on what racing you're watching, sir. All right, let's see what started that yellow. Keep an eye on the leaders trying to pass the lap car, and all of a sudden I saw the 1 kind of get hooked there a little bit. Let's see. There again. Looks like the 5 just kind of slides up into the 1 there. Scott Wise gets damaged. 39 does. Interesting enough, you see the 2. Oh, a couple other cars get in there. The 27 with a big hit. Crash cam look here. Branch actually caught the wall a bit there, but yeah, the 2 ends up getting turned up there himself. And you saw the 22 of Gilbert gets damaged also. Come on board with your champion from the 87 series. He tries to slow up, but there's just nowhere to go, unfortunately, and others come piling in. And not the way you want to trans segue into, I don't know where trans comes into play there, but segue into a sponsorship. But do want to give a shout out to Vet to Track, of course, sponsoring this National Association for Stock Car Virtual Racing Masters of the Draft Series. Of course, they help out with veterans and getting them on the racetrack a la motorcycles. So a pretty cool deal there. A big shout out to those guys for being a part of the league throughout this season as the league sponsor, and of course the Victory Lane sponsorships as we go green next time by. Those who have not had a chance to join us there at the beginning, I know we had a little bit of issues there at the beginning. Let's show off the schedule again that is coming up as we kick off the Xfinity run tonight. 80 laps here, and then next week it's another 200 miles at Atlanta Motor Speedway on the Super Speedway version there. Then we hit the 07 Daytona track for another 80 laps on the 21st. And then January 28th, it is Talladega Super Speedway to finish it out. And then we'll take a week off tentatively. I say that because that yellow race you see in the middle there, that all-star race, did not happen. Actually, had some unfortunate issues that prevented the race from happening. And I know there's been talks about it potentially happening in between one of these couple of series. So there's a chance there's no break. But we'll have to see what all comes out there. And as soon as I find out, you will find out. And if you're a league member, you'll find out before me. Maybe. All right, Evan Perry going to lead him back to the green. Tim Shiflett, who I mistaken for the 2-car earlier. Tim's actually the one that started on pit road also. He is up there in the second position right now. And then Jason Branch, who is in the correctly numbered number 28. As we come to the green, lap 28. As I said, I'm going to get the rust out tonight. We're all getting the rust out, and of course then come back in a week and hopefully be smooth. Ooh, easy back here, almost some contact. That 51 coming up the middle. As Branch would help from Scott Wise, going to take the lead. As a matter of fact, a pretty good portion of that inside row for the most part is all hanging out there in the Torque French channel. There in the 5th position is, I believe it is Kavaja Holt is the proper name to say. He's got the nickname, I believe, of Hog there in the middle. Running there in the 5th position. And then there's Shane Ward, who came ever so close to winning a couple of races. That last run. 87 car, finishing third. He's third overall in the point standings right now, and he is hanging out 11th position right now. You can see the movement of these cars running this draft, and the Ayers is pushing his car all over the place. Not to mention you got other cars pushing you all over the place at the same time. Joe Wells 46.92 last time by, fastest lap of the race. Matias there in that 21 car. He was involved in an accident a little bit ago, but he's roared his way back up here through the field. They do allow a reset to these cars, so they're able to basically go in and basically gives them a new car. It allows them to go back out, join the pack, and be back at speed, which is an optional thing, by the way. You don't have to take the reset right away if you have damage. As the 54 going to put himself in a bad spot there. 93 fills the hole, and he goes around. 25 to 47. So, a lottery worth of cars going around. A move that we see a lot of times at super speedway tracks. Unfortunately, brings out the caution here. Oh, Pete Bellini with the dog walker back there. Wouldn't be Daytona Beach if we didn't have one car crab walking. Let's go back and watch this replay again. Let's keep your eye on the 54 car here, because when you see this, it's a tricky spot for him. We'll rewind it a little bit here so you get a better view of this. So shift it in, there's corner. He gets a little loose right there, and he gets high. But then the 93 puts his nose in here, and kind of, you can almost see the hesitation there of Shiflett. Like, can I come back down? Am I okay? And unfortunately, they all come back together. And everybody just piles in. 25 with damage. You know, one thing I've always said in super speedway racing, easier said than done here, is when something like this happens, you gotta kind of have every decision made. Yeah, it's not one of those where you can make a decision and all of a sudden second guess yourself and that kind of thing. And in that situation, you know, I think the 54 was going to go ahead and stay high there. It's very hard to tell. But at first it looked like he might kind of come back into line and then stay up, and then, well, things happen. Which, by the way, 6 laps to go here in stage 2 next time by. As a lot of cars come to pit road here. Still going to have to make at least one more stop in this race as everybody gets damage fixed. Again, if you're just joining us on the stream, noticing a little bit of a frame drop and stuff like that throughout the stream, I do apologize for that. I've done pretty much everything on my end I can to fix it at this moment. Hopefully everything's running about as smooth as possible right now. I know I've watched on my phone most of the night here, and I can see at times where it kind of buffers. Hello to Skywing watching. Of course, Drift saying hi as he always does in chat. Super Shafty watching there in chat. And, of course, John Noga, who's mentioned a couple things in chat there also. And I'm actually going to step away for a split second. So as we come to lap 35, getting ready for the green flag, which will be 5 laps to go in the stage. I mentioned earlier Ryan Wilson had taken his car behind the wall. He's actually back on track now, and 26th position so far. Only 2 cars are not on track as we get ready for this restart. Everybody else is still in this race, and I think everybody's still officially here. So as we come up to the halfway point here in about 4 laps. Hope everybody had a wonderful new year and of course a great Christmas as we put 2024 behind us in what was, I could almost say, the busiest year of the Captain eSports Network. I think I told somebody as we come to the green here, I think I told somebody, I think I did somewhere near 150 broadcasts last year, if not 200. I did a lot. It was fun. These cars race off to turn 1. Everybody going single file already back to about the 7th position. Devin Perry up there on the outside. A little straggler there trying to get some help in the draft. Ooh, drift getting shuffled up. A little check up there from a couple cars. Not sure what happened there mid-pack. That's going to allow the 12 to jump back in line there. So Pickle Simmer, who had some issues earlier. Not many names who have not had issues tonight. Laps to go in the stage. Branch Wise, Thompson, Holt, that 4th car on the inside lane at Mobile One colors. This is normally the time those G Lightning cars have been coming up to the front, but a few of them have been involved in issues tonight, and it's the Torque Wrench guys that are up here in the front right now. Not saying it's not too late for them to show up either. As I look back, Gilbert 15th right now. Joe Wells is 13th right now. So they're in this lead pack. If you get the chance, who they're going to pounce as Hal Likens comes to pit road in the 25 car. Here comes that outside line, starting to form up a little bit here. With Pickle Simmer and Josh McKinney there behind them. AJ Condon at 5 cars. Trying to get that outside line to roll. Tri-oval branches, keep it planted right down in that yellow line and let Scott Wise push him around this track. You don't really see like you do in real life. You get the cars that will bounce up and down lanes to try to block runs. You don't really get that much in iRacing. You do get some drivers that try to do it, and if you're good at doing it, you can pull it off. But otherwise, the easiest thing to do and not make a lot of people mad is just hold your lane. As we watch Travis Gilbert, I kind of had an idea he would be that one that jumps out of line. Going to try to make it 3 wide at the top here and see if he can get some stage points, but nowhere to go at all. As we come to the final lap here of stage 2. Oh, scraping the wall up a little bit. Here comes Johnson with a big run. They're trying to help him out, but I think his got cut off there when Gilbert got the wall there. His car's moving around everywhere now. Gilbert trying to push his teammate there in the 5 car. This is just kind of nowhere to go right now. No man's land. I say that as here comes the 5 to the outside. Oh, and a contact. They're in the wall. And everybody's okay, it looks like. Through the tri-oval, Jason Branch scores stage number 2, which of course is presented by Wise Guy iRacing Graphics. stay green. No cautions again to the end of the stage, but great job to Jason Branch on stage number 2. A lot of people wish NASCAR would do the whole stage racing without cautions. And then, of course, there's those few that want stage racing to go away completely. Oh, Perry gets shifted up the track. I think it was a bump draft gone wrong there, and Perry way off the pace. Run out of gas? He's going to stop his car. We're going to throw. I think he's out of gas or something. That car just consistently slowed down. He's going to have to tow back to the pit road. So unfortunate break there for the 72. Getting down on the door, Scott Wise. Side draft is a pretty big deal. If you do it right, it'll help you propel yourself up. As you saw Gilbert stick his nose in there 3 wide and get around the 51. And now the 2 drifts up the track a little bit there. That almost got dangerous. They're going to come up on a lap car here. And this is the 54 Tim Shiflett they're going to come up on. And right in front of them is Al Lyken. Oh, and 2 goes into the wall. They're still trying to wreck. And finally, Roger Rios Matias goes around with the 2, and 21 actually straightens it out. The 2 stops. Nobody really spins out, but everybody's all kinds of all over the place here. And caution out again for the 5th time. And once again, trying to navigate a lap car. Issues. 30 also involved, the 5 with more damage. These guys did everything but wreck. They will force some more cars to come to pit road, and I think it's going to bring the leaders in probably, as they still will have to make one more stop in this race. Of course, 100% fuel is, they'd be right in the range, but unfortunately, I believe it's 80% in this series, which would be about 30 laps, so that'd be a little short. Let's see who all comes pit road. It looks like everybody. Well, Shiflett stays out as he'll take the lucky dog. Branch pulls his Navy car into pit road. As race off pit road. Looks like Jason Branch and others, Travis Gilbert, Greg Thompson. A lot of people, 4 tires and fuel here. All right, let's see who we can dial up here. You know what? Let's see how we get Tommy Rogers up here. There's a reason why. Tommy, you got a copy? Yeah. As he says, yeah. Let me turn his mic on. Was that a surprise? Yeah, or?
I didn't know who it was at first.
So I bring you up here because obviously we've had a couple cautions here, so we're gonna have a little fun here for a second. I kind of mentioned what you got going on here, but you kind of have started something on the broadcasting side yourself, if you'd like to explain.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's broadcasting. It's kind of like a parody of ESPN. It currently covers SMT, S&M, AWR, a bunch of guys that all race in teams in these particular races. So it's making fun of a lot of the guys in there and the drama that ensues. But SMT's league is starting soon, and we're gonna kick it on over there too.
So it's a parody of ESPN, a station I work for. Sorry, it's my best Stephen A. Smith I could give you right there. I'm sorry, I tried.
I can't say it's necessarily a parody of ESPN. It's probably like a Fox Sports Very South or something.
That's funny. We'll have to check this out. Give me what's the YouTube access?
It's a Highline Racing Network.
There you go, Highline Racing Network. Go check this out. He's got some interesting characters on there. Put it like that. I watched the first little bit of it, and of course, the first thing I thought about was the characters he uses and stuff. So it's interesting. Reach out to the driver of the 34 car here, and he will definitely get you the info you need to learn about it. Tommy Rogers, appreciate it. Hey, you're third, by the way.
Yeah, it's weird. Thanks, man.
Hey, we talked earlier. I said, you said it first. Stay ready to be ready.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
There you go. Stay ready so you can be up front. Go get him, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Yep. Tommy Rogers, the third place car right now, who apparently is scared, which nothing wrong with that. I totally understand. As we'll get him down to his R&R Racing team. I'd be scared too if I was up front in the Super Speedway race. Oh, wait, I have been plenty of times. That's a pretty cool channel, by the way, and I don't want to give too many details away of it, but some good comedy there. All right, Pickle Simmer's going to bring him to the green flag with 33 laps to go, and I think it's a good time we turn it. Watch out for the Nakamura number 1 car. He was all kinds of sideways. Just a second ago in 3 and 4. Melnick with a great save. He about took out my camera. That would not have been good. But that separates his pack out again. Is roughly about 12 cars here in this front draft. How about this 25 car of Al Likens? He was multiple laps down, even had to take an extra trip down pit road. He's kept himself on the lead lap and a chance to win this race as that 25 runs in the 13th position right now, doing a great job. Very easy to wave the white flag and say, all right, I give up tonight. And he has not done that. Well, and right on cue, he's going to get turned by the 00, and Drift's going to be involved. And there goes Drift around and up the track. No caution. There's the caution. And they're still wrecking, by the way. Six caution comes out. I say Drift spun back up on the track and we weren't going to get a yellow. I was kind of confused there for a second. Joe Wells getting some damage in that. Oh boy, here goes. Oh! Schifflin, other cars coming in there hot. Now, in fairness to these cars, before anybody thinks, oh, Archer braking, there was no caution. Now, that doesn't say you don't check up. Still, there was no caution. Oh, Andrew Moore here. He's going to have a good view here. Of course, everybody thinks, oh, jeez. Sparks are flying. One of those, it looks like Drift's going to stay down, so you keep in the gas and go, and then all of a sudden here comes the 4 up the track. It's like, whoa, whoa. Everything's good right here, everything's good right here. And all of a sudden, oh, there's a car on the track. Oh, and then, unfortunately, Pete gets into the 5. One thing the 5 has not won tonight is the Florida Lottery. We have a lot of leaders on pit road here, which I think this should be the final pit stops. Unless our good friend Overtime shows up. So big shout out to Key City Lobby, of course, for sponsoring the Xfinity run of races. Of course, for those who have not been watching this series, it is basically Mario Kart per se. The difference is these are stock cars and actual racing NASCAR tracks, where Mario Kart, they run fictional tracks, but it's from the standpoint of each segment has 4 races. So when you go back to those games, you had the Mushroom Cup, you had the Flower Cup, and all the other ones, Special Cup, so on and so forth. Well, here you had the next gen car. That one's done. You had the trucks, the 87. All those 3 are done. Now we're at the Xfinity. Of course, we'll have the Gen 4 and Gen 6 after those. And for the next 12 races, a really interesting concept that Scott and Lauren Wise reached out. And we had worked together back in the old heyday when they ran a league called Blown Piston. And did some stuff together, of course, broadcasted there, and even did some racing, which really quickly Lauren was like, we need to get him back in the booth. Just saying. But no. We got in contact, and they had the idea, and I was like, let's do it. Joe Wells is leaving pit road there, staying on the lead lap barely. This is the Masters of the Draft Series presented by Vet2Track. Big shout out to Vet2Track for helping veterans get back on to the racetrack via motorcycle racing. Of course, a lot of veterans go through a lot of different things, from PTSD to plenty of mental health illnesses and stuff, from battles and things like that. Makes you think a lot more about what those guys go through, and even the girls go through when they're battling overseas, fighting for this country. We are all one country that goes and takes care of each other, and it's our chance to take care of all the veterans out there. So if you see one, tell them thank you. Much appreciated. Plenty of men and women have sacrificed their lives for this country, and big shout out to Vet2Track for helping them out. I mean, simple little things too. I just thought about it a couple weeks ago. I was actually during the Christmas break we had. I actually was delivering a package at a store, and I saw a gentleman wearing a Korean War hat, and obviously stood there and held the door open for the man, and his words to me were thank you, and I couldn't help but to say nope, thank you. And Scott Wise takes the green. Branch there in his inside. Josh McKinney up here in the third position. That's Josh in the 51 car, by the way. It says 24 on the screen, obviously. 12 of Pickle Simmer. Greg Thompson there in the top 5. Wise, or I should say McKinney, looking to get the lead from Wise as Wise slides up the track a little bit there. Easy, boys. Wise will lead that lap. Very intrigued by how these cars are kind of sliding up the track a little bit here. I'm not sure if they're having a little bit of handling issue with the way the track setup is, or the setup itself. Because if I'm correct, I believe this is not the iRacing default setup in these cars. Big run from the 24 coming here. Thompson, big push, which is kind of interesting here. He's pushing the 51 car, or the 24, we should say, because that 28 and 31 are all in the same kind of Discord. That Greg's in. Up some contact there. Easy, boys. To go, and that time by McKinney did lead. I'm going to give an opportunity here to send some shout out to those who might be checking this out or eventually watching this video that's down here in the southern Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky where else? Virginia, Washington, D.C., Illinois. I mean, whoever all got affected by this Blair storm. I mean, that thing did some work. So hopefully everybody's doing okay, and appreciate you checking us out, and hopefully the best for you and your family. So 16 cars here in this lead draft. Andrew Moore's fallen off 2 seconds. Travis Gilbert is 15 seconds back. Evan Perry's a lap down. As Lyken's getting up in the outside wall. There's the 11 of Dusty White there behind him. McKinney finally going to claim the lead here in an outside lane. Lyken's trying to make a 3 wide back here with the 20. Whoa, and up the track goes the 51 as the 08 of Thompson roots him out of the way. Oh, and into the wall goes the 11 of Dusty White. And he's going to continue on. No harm, no foul other than to his car, and we stay green. As we come to the line, 19 laps to go in this opener, the Xfinity Series segment of races presented by Key City Lobby at Daytona. 6 cautions so far in what has been a very entertaining race, though. Roger, kind of scraping the wall up there a little bit. Lyken's going to try to go to his inside. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong tonight. And the reason why you didn't hear me say anything is I've come to notice that I look up top and the ticker's even giving me issues now. So, again, forgive me the issues tonight. It's been a little bit of a rough return, I'd say. So we come to 16 laps to go. Look at Shane Ward down the outside lane. Shane making a presence up here in the front for the first time tonight. McKinney with help from Thompson there getting pushed. Ward the outside lane there with Scott Wise, and then the 25 of Likens and the 28 of Branch. These guys start to ramp it up a little bit, coming to 15 to go. McKinney, Thompson, Wise, Ward, Branch. All fighting it out here. Come 12 laps to go next time by. And the good news about the timing and scoring issues I'm now having is it has probably to do with either my OS or my internet. One of the two. So I'm starting to figure out a cause potentially here. There's one car went off the track there for a split second, able to save it. As these guys really starting to pick it up here, getting side by side from all the way back to the 13th position here. And trouble, one car, almost over. It's a 23, the 25. The 08's involved, the 12 gets some damage. With 12 laps to go. Multiple called in this one. Really going to set up the race to the finish here. This is interesting. Ryan Wilson looks like he's coming off pit road. And, oh no, gets caught in the middle of a mess here. And the leaders all involved in this. Not sure if Wilson knew that the crowd behind him was coming. Watches again. Let's go, Crash Cam. He's going to come on the track. He's trying to get the speed, unfortunately. Scott Wise, a lot of people caught up in this. These cars all coming to pit road likely to get damage fixed. Look who this puts in the lead. Made the joke just a little bit ago when we talked to him. And it all kind of started over a comment I made in Discord when I asked everybody, hey, you guys ready tonight? And Tommy actually beat me to my own line, the line that I like to say. And I said, Tommy, man, I finished second to you. And Tommy's like, gotta be fast out here. And of course I made the comment, well, sounds like you should go win this thing tonight. And here he is with 10 laps to go leading this race. Oh, that'd be interesting. Eric Jacobs, of course, started the race on pit road in the old plain white car. Running second, Jason Branch third. Kavaja Holt in fourth. Josh McKinney, Shane Weeks. Or I'm sorry, Shane Ward, sorry. Roger Rios Matias there in seventh. Greg Thompson, Pickle Simmer, Darrell Johnson, your top 10. Next week, Atlanta Motor Speedway, next Tuesday night at 8:15 Eastern Time. Again, once a night now. Officially, the whole full-time captain is done. It is one night a week. Of course, the AI stuff still been working on. Hopefully, you've been able to see those videos. If not, you can check them out in the VOD. For those who don't know, running a What If Cup Series. So basically, it's all the Cup races. I'm like the admin per se. All AI cars, and kind of simulating taking out the playoffs of the Cup Series and see what it would look like. We just finished up the Circuit of the Americas race, which is race 6. Race 7 is Richmond, and probably do that here either tomorrow or Thursday night, and then hopefully be able to do Martinsville by the end of the weekend. Try to get a couple more in as we get closer to the 2025 season. Had some races with cautions and some races without. All right, so Tommy Rogers, Derek Jacobs, Jason Branch, Kavaja Holt, Josh McKinney, your top 5. Then Shane Ward, Roger Rios, Matias, Greg Thompson, Dylan Pickle Simmer, Darrell Johnson, your top 10. We still got 19 cars on the lead lap. If you're in it, you can win it. As they like to say. As the pace truck pulls them in. Green flag back out. Ooh, little shake up there, boys. That's going to be interesting to see if any calls are made. Because I know they're very strict on lane change on the restarts. the 34 Rogers with help from the 24 Josh McKinney, coming to 7 laps to go. Got anything left in the tank? It is time to do it. From the 50 or the 24, keep wanting to call it the 50 line, 51 car up the middle. Here comes Greg Thompson. Oh, and around goes a couple others in the back. Scott Wise, AJ Condon, and Andrew Moore with 6 to go. This is likely to set up a overtime finish here. Oh, Scott gets into the 77. Little friendly fire. Thank goodness there are no blowovers in the 70 in the Xfinity car. I'm sure at 77 is going to go for a ride. If so, car stays down, and all right, so caution comes out here. 5 laps to go. You know, it's funny. I think back to a message that I saw. Go up here to a post that happened after the finale. General chat here in the Discord. This was a made me laugh. I cannot find it. Basically, the post was talking about, if you remember, back to a couple weeks ago in that race, it was a Captain eSports Network sponsored car. And I didn't even sponsor, it was just on the car that went to victory lane. And of course, I started making the jokes of, oh boy, everybody's going to want me to put my name on their car. So Brian Hayes actually put out there, is there a lottery to run your sponsor next week? Of course, I just need to, hey, I'm taking donations. I don't care. all the smoke fades away here, all the fun is done. Somebody's going to victory lane here in just a couple of minutes, as we're going to get the 1-to-go signal, and it should be a traditional green-white checker finish. We have not completed lap 78 yet, so we'll get the green with actually 2 laps to go in this race. Again, thank you everybody for hanging out here tonight on this Tuesday evening. Again, apologies for the inconvenience of the streaming tonight. Issues. Do a couple things here before I go to bed tonight to try to adjust, and hopefully won't have this anymore the rest of the season. Heck, I did everything from auto configuring the OBS, which made me have to make some more changes to get it back accurate, to starting to stream 100 times, I think I did tonight. I was doing everything I could to try to get the thing fixed. And unfortunately tonight, the frame's just not wanting to make an appearance tonight. So apologies for that, but I got a couple more adjustments that I'll make off the air. And we'll see if that hopefully works next week at Atlanta. All right, coming to the green flag, Tommy Rogers, Josh McKinney, Jason Branch, Roger Rios, Matthias, Greg Thompson takes them to the green. Here we go. Green, white checker. And here comes the pushing. And Branch gets to the back bumper. Thompson going to push the 28 as the 51 gets a push from the 21. A Roger Rios, Matthias. Pickle Simmer back there in the 12 car. Up the middle comes Al Likens. Now to get back to the white flag. All hands on deck. And here we go, final lap. Oh, and now the wrecking. Multiple cars involved, and over goes the 0-0 as they race. 5 cars, 6 cars going for the win. Outside lane trying to get a push. 2 cars against 4. Oh, more contact in the 08 and the 51. Oh, can he save it? Thompson tries, cannot. Racing to the line. Branch going to make a move to the outside. 34 pushes him into the wall, and Tommy Rogers puts it in victory lane. Rogers with the win. Branch, McKinney, Matthias, Shane Ward. Tommy's going to be doing some weird-looking burnouts. His car is crabbing. That left front's not moving. Finish this was the wreck over in turn 1. A lot of cars just staying in, trying to get to the finish. Thompson officially loses it, and Gilbert gets contacted. Car's going flying through. Rogers literally 6 breaks in the wall trying to. Oh, and he gets T-bone staked. That's what broke his car. Oh, look at the left rear. That thing's broke. It's kind of funny. You go back to. I mentioned earlier. I made the post in Discord and said, "Hey, go win the thing," and look what Tommy Rogers does as he wins here at Daytona unofficially. Of course, everything will be reviewed by the admins and stuff. As Rogers wins it, Jason Branch does get second, McKinney third, Roger Rios Matias fourth, Shane Ward fifth, AJ Condon sixth, Evan Perry seventh, Stephen Melnick eighth, Travis Gilbert ninth, and Scott Wise finishing 10th. Vaja Holt in 11th, Dylan Picklesimmer 12th, Andrew Moore 13th, Al Likens 14th, and Brian Hayes getting a 15th place finish in the 47 car. Dusty White finishing 16th, Greg Thompson, Derek Jacobs, Joe Wells, Daryl Johnson, Pete Bellini, Drift finishing 22nd, Tim Shiflett 23rd, Ryan Wilson, Brady Karowski in 25th. And James Hudson in 26th. One wild race. Let's talk to our top 3 finishers here unofficially. Talk to the guy that barely missed out on a top 2 in his 24 car slash 51 car tonight. Josh McKinney, congratulations on your 3rd place run here. Welcome in, and obviously a very interesting race tonight that saw a lot of drama, a lot of entertainment out there, and a very close finish for you.
Broadcasting and everything like that. It looked like it was a pretty interesting race for about all of us there.
Well, obviously, it come through a lot of strategy coming into play for pit stops and that kind of thing, and you kind of kept yourself up there where you needed to be throughout the evening up front. Talk about your race and how the strategy worked out for you.
Yeah, me and the G Lightning guys tried to use some strategy and stuff like that, and pit accordingly there. Looked like me and Shane had some fun runs there towards the end, and then that last restart there, Tommy stayed out, or last 2 restarts or whatever, Tommy stayed out, didn't pit there, and I really felt like we had a chance to get ahead of him there, but the way things worked out there, he did pretty good right there. So to come home 3rd, I feel like that's a pretty good day.
Obviously, a lot of your guys had a little bit of a rough finish there. I know they were up there as per usual most of the night. They were G Lighting, but it must be a pretty good feeling to be able to carry the team on your, I don't want to say on your shoulders. You didn't carry the team, but you basically being the best finisher tonight.
Yeah, we had a good night. Overall, it felt like, for the most part, even though we got 20 incident points there, we were running up front for the most of the night, and it felt good. Wish we could have come away with a win, but a top 3 for sure helps in the points and all that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Well, great job. Send a shout out whoever you like to.
Of course, yeah. I'd like to thank my beautiful wife, Callie, and my 2 kids, Haley and Melody. Thank the good Lord above for allowing me to do what I love to do, racing here, and thank the U.S. Navy for allowing me to support my endeavors here in this financially struggling iRacing series here.
Well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
God bless. Happy New Year.
Yes, sir. Happy New Year to you. Appreciate it. Josh McKinney finishing in the 3rd position. And appreciate his kind words and stuff. And, Branch coming so close. We'll see how he's feeling here, as that was a tough one with you and Tommy there at the end, Jason. I know you look like you had to run, and looks like Tommy said you were going to take it from him. Basically, it was over with. It's unfortunate there, I know. Disappointed to finish 2nd, but still a great start to your 4-race run here.
Yeah, the Navy car was fast. I mean, I guess Tommy wanted to win enough that, I don't like to say anything, but I think that's pretty dirty driving. Put someone on the wall for the win. But I'll take 2nd. I won a stage. Puts me in a pretty good position for this block here. But like I said, the Navy car was fast. So just at the end, I got taken out. I mean, that's all I can say.
Well, let's talk about the positive side here, and that's the fact that you and Scott and Greg, for the most part, you guys were up there kind of running the draft up front tonight, which I kind of made the comment earlier in the race that usually it's been the G Lightning guys that have been up there doing it, but tonight it was you guys in that Torque Wrench channel that had kind of, I don't want to say monopolized, but you guys were running the show up front.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like it was the first race where we all kind of didn't get caught up in somebody else's stuff. We're able to get up front, control the line, and the team was quick. And then at the end there, Greg got caught up in some stuff, and I don't even know where Scott finished. Scott finished 10th, but it was a good run up until it wasn't.
Well, unfortunate deal there, man. Obviously, a great start, and I know it's not the way you wanted to finish here tonight, but obviously the good news is next week we'll get here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, but send some shout-outs whoever you like to.
Yeah, just, everyone serving overseas, during this holiday season. I know it sucks not to be home, but, keep on keeping on, and shout out for my team, Greg, Scott. We have Drift there. Cavaggio was with us tonight. And I still want to give a shout out to the other person that's going through some stuff. Casey, I hope you get better. Seems like he's moving forward, so we'll see. He's talking about trying to get back here on the track as soon as he can get some strength back. So we'll see. And other than that, I just next week I won't forget Tommy, and if I'm in that position, I'll do the same thing.
There you go, man. Well, great job tonight, and congrats on the 2nd place finish.
Thanks, Chris.
Absolutely. Jason Branch, understandably frustrated with the way the race ended, and I'm curious to know how the conversation went in the waiting room, if there was one. So, man. So, all right. Let's bring the man up here who goes to victory lane here tonight, did everything he needed to do, and he made sure he was the one going to victory lane here tonight. As Tommy Rogers, congratulations on getting the win unofficially, as you did everything you had to do, and well, let's see. I go back to that post I made at about, it was roughly right up in this area here where you talked about right here being okay. The whole stay ready, never have to be ready. can't be slow in this business. And then I said, then you should win tonight at 5 o'clock this evening. And look at where you're at.
Yeah, I know that. I really was just hoping to try to pull out a top 5, and next thing you know, my fuel strategies and tires and everything worked out the way I was hoping, and I was in the front. I couldn't believe it, to be honest with you.
Well, obviously, it came down to that green-white checker in the end, and it was pretty much a process of elimination in the end. You had cars wrecking each other, and you get to the end, and it's literally you and Jason and like 3 others. And talk about the backstretch, and then coming to turn 3 and 4 and the start-finish line to get that win.
Well, I was expecting Jason to kind of try to move off of behind me earlier than when he did, but I was expecting it. And as we came around and I started hearing the wrecks and so forth behind, I was like, oh no, my heart started beating more. I was like, am I going to get this? And I was watching my rear view, and I seen him make his move, and I was trying to get out there to secure that and secure the win. I just had to make sure he couldn't pass me on the inside, or the outside. But I didn't mean to bump him the way I did either.
Is that one of those things where, I mean, I know there's rules and that kind of thing, so obviously there's a way, not a way to do it or whatnot, but there's ways people can, retaliate, if you will. I know it's not a word that we want to use on our iRacing, but if it comes down to something like you two at it again here in the next couple of weeks, and I mean, does that kind of open the door for that to be allowed back?
I think personally, from all the races I've been a part of now, when it's coming to the checkered flag, you don't want to wreck somebody so they're not going to finish the race. But if you're wrecking at the finish line to see whose bumper is going to clear that line first, I kind of feel like that's what we're here for. It's a finish at the end, and I feel like we got that.
Well, obviously a great job tonight, man. Welcome to victory lane. You're the points leader, I think. Well, I mean, depending on how stage points work out, but obviously you're up there at the top towards the points lead. So congratulations, and send some shouts where you like to.
All right. Yeah, I'd like to thank my team and R&R, Shifty and Brian and Ryan, all the work they put in with us and trying to get better. I also want to thank Derek, who's a part of SMT that Evan is starting up, that we're also a part of too. And Scott Wise. Scott Wise has also been running a lot more with us lately and some of the races we do. And man, in the time we've been off, I feel like our whole team is we've gone up at least another level. Just mostly working through all the things that we had issues with in the beginning that we've kind of started to dial in, and I appreciate it. And sorry again, Jason Branch, but I had to get my first win, just like I'm sure you would have had to get yours.
Well, there you go, man. Great job. Congratulations on the win. And, go celebrate.
Thanks, man. You have a good one.
You too, buddy. That is the Vet to Track Victory Lane interview with our winner, Tommy Rogers, tonight here in the 34 car for R&R Racing. And a big shout out to Vet to Track. Make sure you check out vettotrack.org as they're helping out veterans get back on the racetrack and doing so many great things to help out the veterans in the United States. So obviously Tommy wins the race, and he spoke how he felt. Nothing wrong with that. And interesting to see what happens down the road here if those two happen to be in this position again, or you never know, it could open up Pandora's box. You get the old monkey see, monkey do thing. I talk about it a lot, how you get the actual cup racing and stuff, and then you see people on iRacing do stuff that cup drivers do because they feel, hey, because they did it, they can. Interesting to see if in the future we see a move kind of like that happen again. So, but hey, Tommy wins it, and congratulations to him. Congratulations to all the guys on a great race here this evening. And again, apologies for the issues tonight with the lag and stuff. I'm actually watching the stream live, over on my phone, and there's actually, believe it or not, and of course, when you hear this, the race will be over with, but there's actually 6 laps to go on my phone. So a little bit of a delay with the whole lag and everything going on right now. So we'll keep the stream running so it doesn't get cut off or anything like that. So, but I'm going to work on that, and we'll get that fixed for next week. But a big shout out to Scott Wise and everybody for allowing me to be a part of this series this season. As you know, obviously, it's a lot of fun to be a part of when it's all said and done. But take a look at our Hard Charger Award, which is presented by Superior Templating. And let me look over here to my right for SDK. It's a tie between Tommy Rogers and Josh McKinney, which is kind of like what happened 2 weeks ago. And if I remember correctly, it'll probably go to McKinney in the end because Tommy won the race. So, congratulations to Tommy and Josh. Both gained 19 positions here tonight. The Hard Charging Superior Template Award goes to them. And again, a big shout out to Vivid EV for sponsoring the Pole Award, which went to Al Likens. And of course, our stage winners tonight. Congratulations to those guys who won Stage 1 and Stage 2 this evening. Let me peek over in Discord to see if there's any kind of points update. Probably be a little bit before you see the points up. So we'll show those to you next week. Obviously, as we go to Atlanta Motor Speedway, 8:15 Eastern Time. In the only broadcast now we have league-wise is right here in the Masters of the Draft Series. So we hope to see you again coming up next Tuesday night. Of course, we'll do some AI stuff when we get the opportunity to. Otherwise, just going to sit back and enjoy. And you guys can do the same. But appreciate everybody for hanging out here on this Tuesday night. Again, big shout out to the sponsors from Bet the Track to Vivid EV to Superior Templating to Wise Guy Racing Graphics, and also to, definitely don't want to forget about these guys, the of course sponsors of the series here as part of the Xfinity run. That's Key City Hobby. So big shout out to those guys for doing what they do. We're gonna head out, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, enjoy the rest of the week, and again, Happy New Year. Hopefully I'm the last person that says that to you because everybody else beat me to it. Remember, this isn't just a game, it's iRacing. See ya!
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, reused, retransmitted in any form without the authorized written consent of Captain eSports Network. Captain would like to thank all of his loyal fans for your continued support, and he hopes you enjoyed today's broadcast.
The following is a special presentation. From the Captain eSports Network.